Hello friends! This is our last option for read alouds for this week for Tinker. This is Miss Streeter, and this book is called Roberto the Insect Architect by Nina Layden. I am very excited because not only is this a story about a young architect, just like ourselves and about the other architects we've been learning about. Remember, an architect is the person who designs on blueprints, designs different buildings and structures. But it's also about Roberto, who is an insect. Can any of you guess what kind of insect he is? My guess would be an ant, and ants are actually incredible architects. Some ants build amazing structures. I would challenge you to maybe look up ants or even termites and see some of the out-of-ground massive structures that can be created, or the intricate sort of tunnel systems below ground. If I'm able, I'd love to get an ant farm for the Tinker Lab, but we will see. But anyway, so this also connects back to forest time because, as you know, this week we're continuing to investigate insects and how important they are and how cool they are. So our story again is Roberto the Insect Architect. Look at all these cool buildings. They make me really excited. I would love to see this one in person. Or that one. Really, a lot of them. And some of them remind me, that reminds me of a butterfly, and that reminds me of a ladybug. And that one reminds me of maybe a grasshopper. I digress. Oh look, this is a blueprint, but it's for an ant. That's cool. Let's see. Even when Roberto was little, he went against the grain. Like most termites, oh, he is a termite. Like most termites, he melted over maple and pined for pine. Oak was okay too, but Roberto didn't eat his food. He played with it. So again, friends, termites eat wood. "You're wasting a good meal," his mother said. "Don't you know there are termites starving in Antarctica?" No, there aren't. But Roberto didn't answer. He was busy daydreaming about becoming a famous architect. Roberto builds first house on the moon. Oh, that's cool. And look at that cool structure he's built. Whoa. Termites on the go. "Whoever heard of a termite who wanted to be an architect?" the other termite snickered. "Roberto, you should be a chef." But Roberto didn't want to cook. He wanted to build. Hungry to start a new life, Roberto realized he had to leave. Oh, yeah. Well, termites are typically eating wood, which I guess if it's in a building would be destroying the building. Oh, but he wants to build the buildings. Look at his face. How does he look? Yeah, I think he looks sad or stressed. Whoa. So Roberto packed his bags and took the train to Bug Central Station. In the busy, buzzing hive of the big city, the city was a place where you could build your dreams. It was a place where you would be accepted. It was a place where the other termites wouldn't bug you. Roberto beamed. Hope like a lit-up skyscraper. Sorry, friends. Swallowed my tongue on that one. Oh, we see all kinds of insects here in the big city. Oh, he is beaming hope. Look how excited he is. And I bet he's wondering if he could build amazing buildings like this. All of these buildings look like they're pictures of real buildings. And some of them look very familiar. A challenge for you would be maybe to sit and try to identify some of these buildings. Oh, there isn't a hotel. He looks very excited. But hope didn't come cheap. In the big city, neither did a place to live. Roberto had no choice but to rent a room in a flea bag hotel run by a nervous tick. He shared the room with a family of bedbugs. Roberto introduced himself. Then he built the bedbugs their very own beds. Aw, look at that. Right away he got to be an architect. He built beds for the bedbugs, which is cute and funny. And look, there's bugs crawling on this Van Gogh. We study that in arts. during the year. He looks so happy. And then this looks like it might be another Van Gogh. Anywho, there's other people living in the hotel. So many insects, friends. I think those are that's probably a cockroach. That might be a cockroach. That's definitely the nervous tick. Look how he's shaking and he's got that round body. We've got some praying mantises, some kind of beetle. That looks like a centipede. Its legs are on its side. Are you another praying mantis? You look a lot like my praying mantis. You might be a stick bug though. Anywho, I will turn the page. Okay. After a good night's sleep, Roberto began to look for work as an architect, but things didn't go very well. Aw. Show me what you've done, said the architect, Hank Floyd Might. That's funny. There are no termites and mites in my houses, stated Fleas van der Rohe. I'm busy, Antonia Gaudi blurted out. Don't bug me. Friends, first of all, how does Roberto look? He looks very sad, maybe discouraged. This is all he dreams about. I know I would feel. Second of all, friends, this is very funny to Miss Trader because all of these names that we just said, Hank Floyd might like the bug, Fleas van der Rohe, fleas like the flea, and Antonia Gaudi for the ant. These are all plays on names of real famous architects, and I would really like to challenge you and your teacher or your parents to look them up. Personal favorite for me is Gaudi, because he made really cool, crazy-looking buildings, especially if you look in the city of Barcelona. But anyway, back to our very sad friend, Roberto. Ooh, lots going on. As Roberto crawled home, feeling like a pest, he was sideswiped by a fly. Watch where you're going, he mumbled. The fly started to cry. Aw, this is why you never know what someone's day is like. Don't try to be kind, even when something happens that makes you frustrated. But I don't have any place to go, she lamented. Roberto wanted to comfort her, but he was nearly nailed by a carpenter ant trying to fix a rickety shed. Then, out of nowhere, Roberto was almost run over by a stampede of roaches being chased from a diner. And suddenly, a frantic ladybug threw into his arms. My house is on fire and my children are gone, the ladybug cried. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of crises all at once. This is what it's like in the city. This is why Miss Streeter lives out in the woods. Whoa. He looks very excited. Roberto could see that he wasn't the only bug with problems. In fact, his problems didn't seem so big after all. Well, yeah, he didn't have a house full of his family burning down. Roberto wished he could do something for the others. But what could one termite do? A lot of damage, Fleas van der Rohe had told him. I'll show old Fleas what this termite can do. I'll show them all, said Roberto. He looks very excited, but it sounds kind of scary. But I think he's just excited. What do you think, friends? Whew, look at that blueprint. It is extensive. And look at that face. How does he look? I think he looks very determined and focused. I'm like, oh, the bed bugs are watching. Maybe they're helping. Back at the hotel, Roberto came up with a plan. First, he drew up some blueprints. He sketched houses and streets. He sketched stores and playgrounds. By the time he was finished, he had sketched an entire neighborhood. Now, I just need to find a good location, he declared. So, yeah, first step, design it. Look at that bee house. That looks so cool. I would live there. Ooh, and a playground. Anyway. Oof. Whoa. Roberto searched all over the city for the perfect site. He finally found an abandoned, rundown block of crumbling buildings. It was a total mess. There were piles of old wood and garbage everywhere. It was just what he was looking for. Boy, I didn't expect that. There's so much stuff. What I like about this book as well, friends, is they kind of use collage, which is an art term, and some of you have made collages, but it's where you take paper and pictures and materials that are art materials and you glue them all together to make a new image. So this looks like they took lots of different pictures and collaged them together. Oh, he looks ready. He looks excited. He kind of looks like a gym teacher. It's going to be good. You got to wear comfy clothes when you build. Roberto hammered and nailed. He sawed and sanded. He worked all day and night. Oh, wow. Like a magician, he transformed the block of junk into a street of extraordinary homes. Each one was a work of art. But Roberto didn't sign his artwork. Instead, he anonymously sent the keys to new owners. Then he rolled up his plans and went home. Oh, wow. So not only did he make this amazing neighborhood, but instead of sticking around to show off and take credit for it, he just gave the keys to all of the insects he'd run into who needed help. Miss Streeter would call that a mitzvah, which is a term that means acts of loving kindness. And doing something just to be kind, just to help others, is a mitzvah. These houses are so cool. Some very surprised bugs went home too. Tudor, the fly with no place to go, buzzed with delight. "I am a housefly again," she declared. Then Grant, the carpenter ant, arrived. He dropped his tool belt on the porch. "Now I can have a real workshop," he beamed. The roaches were the next ones on the scene. "You won't find us sleeping in salads anymore," they rejoiced. Finally, Dottie the ladybug and her children moved into their new lair. "It's perfect," she sighed. "It's fireproof." Okay, I'm going to assume that she just was very lucky about getting all of her friends, the children, back. So look, our housefly's house, made just for her. The carpenter ant's home made just for him, and they even have measuring and different carpentry tools. Let's see. Ooh, that's for our roaches. Yeah. Ooh, that's nice. And look, it's still food related. That's really cool. And then Dottie's ladybug. Look, her kids are already moved in. Oh, it's stone. That's why it's fireproof. Clever. Quickly, word spread. Soon, everyone wanted to know who built these amazing abodes. Rumors were flying. Antennae were buzzing. That's funny. Barbara Waterbugs wanted an exclusive interview. Robin Leach promised to make the builder rich and famous. These are funny. Sorry, friends. Stephen Shieldbug wanted the movie rights. Diane Spider searched the World Wide Web for the scoop. The Insect Inquirer offered a reward to the first bug who brought the builder to light. Friends, these are excellent, excellent puns about real people. Ooh. All day long, bounty hunting butterflies took wing. Paper wasps swarmed the streets. Bold weevils crawled out of the woodwork. But late at night, a click beetle got the shot. Oh, snap. Ooh, they found him. The next morning, headlines screamed the news. Termite chips new homes out of old blocks. "It's Roberto," Tudor hummed. "He's our hero." So you could see his face. He was surprised. He wasn't trying to be hot. What do you think's going to happen? Whoa. Overnight, Roberto became the talk of the town. Architects offered him jobs. Book publishers wanted his story. Ladybugs sent him love letters, and his bug buddies threw him a big bash. At the height of the party, the mayor unveiled a statue of Roberto to be placed in the city park. Wow. Roberto, insect architect. That is so cool. And look how happy he is. See, good things happen to kind people. And he stuck with what he loved, and look how well it went for him. He persevered. Ooh, look at that. That's cool. What's he planning now? Oh, look, he's got his own office. The door says Roberto, insect architect. Roberto built his dream. Ooh, look, Wing Flying Museum. He opened his own company and became the most famous architect in the insect world. Students studied him in school. Some of his houses even became museums. That is too cool. But best of all, when little termites play with their food, now their parents say, be creative. Maybe someday you'll grow up to be just like Roberto. And like the newspaper says, extra, Roberto builds first house on Mars. That's so cool. He dreamed originally about making the first house on the moon. See, so when you do something you love and you persevere, it inspires other kids to do what they love and to persevere. The end. Friends, I don't know about you, but I really enjoyed that story. Please look up all of the really amazing people that got turned into amazing bug puns in this story. Please keep being an architect, making all kinds of cool structures. I would love to see if any of you could try to build any of these. And I'd also love to see some blueprints of some really wild buildings that you create yourselves. But until next time, bye friends!